Howdy, howdy, this is Crafty Grinding back with an early review for Marvel Contest of Champions. This early review is going to be for Bishop, as I've been given early access to him as a member of Kabam's Content Creators Program. So today I figured I'd do a quick overview of Bishop as well as jump into some quick gameplay. And since a number of folks have already done some overviews with him since he's been available in the event missions, I'll just do a quick rundown here. If you look at his base abilities, his power, or I should say his base attack and base health, are kind of in the upper third of what we see. But when it comes to his critical rating and critical damage rating, those aren't the best, as you can see here. But the good news is he just naturally comes with a big energy resistance, as you'll see in the signature ability and the rest of his ability section shortly. When it comes to his synergies, I'm not a big fan of these. You can use, he's got with a number of different kind of electricity like storm, and when you also see electro, etc. I don't know why Doctor Strange fits in there, but anyway, you've got a lot of these energy conduits, what they're called, which for the other characters, the other champs, they only give them an 8% energy resistance, which I guess is decent. No big deal, though. But for Bishop, it gives him additional 2 prowess and 8% power when he starts off a fight, which is decent. You'll see why when we go through his reviews. But it's really only a benefit for Bishop. And then when you look at when you also have a Psylocke in there, opponents are petrified for 1 second, which basically impacts their regen and their power gain effectiveness by 70% for like 1 second, though. It's not a big deal. If that was actually ticked up to like 5 seconds, it might be a decent power lock and health block technique. But at 1 second, I haven't seen a big benefit from that. Even though it occurs every time they gain power. I mean, again, if that was at 5 seconds, that would be a really nice synergy. But at 1, maybe it's I kind of think nerfed. Maybe they thought of 5 seconds, maybe even 3 seconds would be different. I just feel like that number needs a little bit higher. And when it comes to a signature ability, this is, well, first of all, to understand a signature ability, you have to look at his persistent power meter, which here talks about 100% of any power that you have left after the fight you carry over. That's kind of like the persistent charge kind of capability, similar to what we saw like with Morningstar and Mephisto. This one, when it comes to Bishop, is dealing with how much power you have left in your special attacks power meter. And so you can see if you start a fight with 0, then your special attacks become unblockable after you gain a stack of 10 prowess. If you have 1 power, basically a 1 power bar, you get while blocking, you get stun immunity as well as impact your enemy's ability accuracy. 2 bars, you leave the target incinerated for 40% after special damage dealt, so special attacks, that kind of thing. Plus, when it comes to his actual special 2, you get a nice 50% buff on that if you use it within 12 seconds of the fight. And then lastly, with the with 3 bars, start the fight with steady release active for 15 seconds, which is like energy damage over time. So that's a pretty decent buff. But I think the one that I'm always trying to grab is in the fight with 1 bar while blocking. This is if I don't have any of the, well, actually this is even if I have the injury conduits, because what's nice is if I get 1 bar, not only do I get the blocking and gain stun immunity, but I'll also get that quick move up to 2 full power bars, as I'll have the synergies there, which then I can also then quickly release a special attack 2, which will then get that nice buff. So, but anyway, all of these have their own kind of what's working, what's not kind of thing. And I'm running through the rest of these. When it comes to prowess, if you don't get it through the synergies, the way that I typically get it is through, as you see here, absorb the kinetic energy of a well-timed block. So basically the same thing that gives you a parry. Those type of blocks, you also get to generate 5 additional power, 5% power, plus 3 stacks of prowess. And that's the way that I typically get prowess in a fight. You can also get it through energy attacks from your opponent or energy damage abilities from your opponent. You get it, but I found you don't always find an enemy who has that. All of this is real, by the way. This is all this energy stuff. If you think about Iceman, I think Bishop already off the top of my head when I read this stuff, it's like, oh, he'd be a decent counter against Iceman because like his Cold Snap is energy damage, so this would be a good one if when he's applying that you know you're really going to get all these buffs and prowess quickly against Iceman. But anyway, let's just jump into a couple fights with him. I always like using Act 4, the Maestro path, center path anyway. So let's go ahead and jump into that. We'll just do a couple fights. I went ahead and grabbed Storm, Doctor Strange, and Electro. So you can see here I've got the power conduits set up when I look at the synergies. Then I also have Psylocke in there to get the so you can see what petrified looks like. Again, you may even miss it when I'm in a fight and when the power goes up with folks, because it's hard to really notice with its current setup. Again, if it was like 3 seconds or 5 seconds, I think it'd be a really nice synergy. But I think with 1 second, at least in my opinion, it's not the best thing out there. It's like I hardly even notice it in the middle of a fight. So I should start the fight with some prowess, and I should also have almost a full bar of power, because I've got the synergies there. So you can see it's real close, and I already have 6 prowess. And one of the things I didn't talk about too much there was also a regen. See, I had over 10 prowess, so that attack became unblockable. Special attack, that is. Better get that special out. There we go. So I got 3. One of the things when you hold block, you can see I get that nice little regen. It's kind of like the blocking regen of Blade, but less effective. It's a nice little bonus, though, when you got some prowess stacked up. So you can see I'm going to end this fight with 0, so my persistent charge will be 0, so I'm going to have the same unblockable after 10, a stack of 10 on prowess. So not the best. I think that's probably the least of the, when it comes to his signature ability, the least impactful buff you get, kind of thing, or benefit, I should say. I would love to end up with most fights with 1 stack of power, because that'll mean that I'll be when I'm blocking, I can't be stunned. Plus, I'll have that signature, or I should say that ability reduction for my opponent. So I've already got 8. Let's see if I can power up real quick. You can, oops, get my health back there. Use the prowess. You can see my health went up. Got the power lock. See, when his power goes up there, you get that quick power lock and health block. Well, not in this case with this opponent. Like, well, I guess he does have regen, so I could get every time he gets power, he'll... Let's see if I can end the fight with 1. If I get these out quickly. Animations are pretty nice. Gameplay overall, the mechanics are decent. But in terms of the animations and how smooth he's pretty smooth. Uh-oh. Look again, I'm going to end with none. I was trying to get to 1 again. Just took him out with some medium attacks and light attacks. All right, maybe we'll do one more fight. See if we can get one more. See if we can end a fight with 1 more, or I should say 1 stack of power. What do you think, Captain America? Oh, let's get that health back. Use that prowess. Alright, where's that special? Oh, not good. Mistakes were made. Trying to evade that. Should have been able to do it pretty easy. Let me just see if I can knock him out with attacks versus using my power. Yeah, I should be able to, so I can end the fight with 1. Oh, I might end it with 2, though. Oh, yes, perfect. So I ended the fight with 1. So we'll do 1 more fight, see if we can get... Now we should have the persistent charge of 1 power bar. Let's see now. Well, I guess we'll have to get to the fight. Oh, and it's against magic. Let's see how he does against magic. Let's see if that petrify comes into play with magic and controls things, especially when I'm blocking. Now that I've ended the fight with 1 bar of power, so when I block, it has a ability reduction against her, plus the power control for like 1 second. And also the health block. So this could also be a decent, Bishop could be a decent counter for magic. Let's see. Now, of course, this isn't really a souped up magic. And I get that full, yeah, so that 12. Yeah, so I pretty much one-shotted magic, so we didn't really get to see on the ability reaction because I did get that 50% buff on the special attack. So there was the bonus, right? Not only did I get the blocking and the stun and the ability reduction, but because I had 2 full bars right out of the gate because I got the synergies, and I used it within 12 seconds. I got that really nice attack, and with a 5,000 PI magic, that took her out all the way. So yeah, that was pretty nice, pretty OP for sure. So I guess overall, when it comes to Bishop, you know, there are some really great mutant champs out there already. When you think of Iceman, when you think of Archangel, when you think of Wolverine, etc. I don't know, in my opinion, if he goes to that level, but he's definitely probably that next group of mutants underneath that, probably like a demigod, definitely an amazing champ tier, in my opinion. If you play with him, his mechanics, again, if you play him right, his mechanics can be a little bit tricky with the persistent charge, etc., but it's not too difficult, and I think if you get used to how you play with them, I think you could find him to be a pretty useful champ to add. I don't think, in my opinion, he's necessarily going to jump to one of the best mutants just compared to some of the others that are out there, but he's definitely a decent champ. Probably worth to go after doing a little arena grind if you can do that. Maybe get your own 3-star version if you can quickly get up to the numbers that we're seeing out for the arena cutoffs there, or maybe worth going a few crystals. But anyway, that's my thoughts on Bishop. I'll have him for probably another week or so, I'd imagine. So if you have any thoughts or questions, or want me to try some different techniques or whatever, different fights, let me know. Throw it on down in the comment section, and I'll see if I can get around to do that. While I have him for that with this early review. Again, all of this came with early access through Kabam's Content Creators Program. So that's why I was able to provide this. So again, if you have any questions or want me to try anything out, throw it in the comment section. I'll see what I can do. Other than that, if you like this video, we really appreciate you clicking that thumbs up button. And if you like this and other videos I have on the channel, we really appreciate a subscribe. Thanks a lot for stopping by, and have a great day.